It's 6:47 a.m. You're already awake. You didn't need the alarm. Your body just knows. It's been doing this for 4,847 days straight. And here's the sick part: you call that stability. You're making more money than your parents ever dreamed of. You have the car, the apartment, the subscriptions, the nice life. And somehow, you are more broke than ever. That's not bad luck. That's not inflation. That's not the economy. That is a system, and it is working exactly as designed. Stay with me for the next 10 minutes because I'm going to show you the exact mechanics of how your paycheck is being used against you, and more importantly, how to get out. Meet Sarah, 34 years old, $85,000 a year, top 20% of earners in her country. On paper, she's winning. In reality, she's one missed paycheck away from a crisis. Here's how it works. Every 2 weeks, Sarah gets $3,216 before taxes. After the government takes its cut, $2,458 hits her account. Now watch this carefully. Before Sarah even touches that money, it's already gone. Rent, $1,200. Car payment, insurance, gas, $550. Groceries and dining, $400. Phone, internet, subscriptions, $120. Utilities, $140. That's $2,410 out of $2,458. Sarah has $48 to last 2 full weeks. But here's the psychological genius of this trap, and this is what most people completely miss. Sarah doesn't feel poor. She has a nice apartment, a decent car, a life that looks successful. The system gave her just enough comfort to stop her from asking the dangerous question, why am I not building any wealth? That's not an accident. That's the design. But the comfort is just the beginning. What comes next is where the trap gets truly cruel, and most people never even see it coming. Let me tell you about David. 6-figure tech job, smart guy, works hard, by every metric successful. But every time he thought about quitting, his stomach dropped. Why? Because somewhere along the way, without even realizing it, David had built a life that required his salary to function. $400,000 house, 2 car payments, kids in private school. He wasn't free. He was owned. Just comfortably owned. Here's the pattern economists call lifestyle inflation. I call it the second trap. You get a job at $60K. Suddenly, you can afford a nicer place. You take it. A better car. You get it. Now you're at $90K. Even nicer apartment, $1,600 rent, $500 car note, maybe a vacation you never would have taken before. Every raise feels like freedom. Every raise actually tightens the trap. Because now you need that salary to survive the lifestyle it created. This is the golden handcuffs. And the cruelest part? Nobody forced you. The system just presented the option, and human psychology did the rest. We are wired to interpret moving up as getting richer. But moving up into more expensive obligations isn't wealth. It's just a more expensive cage. And here's the number that should disturb you. A CEO making $500,000 a year can be just as trapped as someone making $50,000 if their lifestyle demands $450,000 to maintain. Your salary doesn't determine your freedom. The gap between your income and your expenses does. And the entire system is engineered to close that gap. But the golden handcuffs are just psychological. What comes next is mathematical, and it's been quietly draining your wealth every single year without you noticing. David's company gave him a $20,000 raise. He felt relieved, grateful even, like he'd finally won. Within 6 months, the mortgage adjusted. His kid needed braces. The old car needed too many repairs, so he got a new one. His financial stress? Exactly the same. This is the trap's most insidious trick. Your expenses don't just react to your income. They chase it. They're designed to. Every time you earn more, the system finds new ways to absorb it. A bigger house, because you can afford it now. A newer car, because the old one has miles. a lifestyle upgrade because you deserve it. You're not building wealth with your raises. You're just raising the ceiling on your obligations. And here's what makes it truly diabolical. The person making $30,000 a year and the person making $300,000 a year report almost identical levels of financial stress. Because the system scales. It expands to consume whatever you earn. And while you're living paycheck to paycheck, even a comfortable one, you are predictable. You are controllable. You need that job. You can't take risks. You can't start a business. You can't walk away from a situation that's destroying you because every dollar you'll ever earn is already promised to someone else. Your landlord, your bank, the car company, they all depend on you staying trapped. So now the real question, how many months could you actually survive without a paycheck? Be honest, because the answer is going to tell you exactly how free you really are. I want you to stop right now and actually think about this. If you quit your job tomorrow, not got fired, chose to leave, how long could you sustain your current life? 3 months? 6 months? A year? If your answer is less than 3 months, and for over 60% of professionals, it is then you're not secure. You are one emergency away from collapse. That's not stability. That's a very well-decorated prison cell. The salary trap is sophisticated because it doesn't feel like a trap. You have Wi-Fi. You have weekends. You have Amazon Prime. The cage is comfortable. But the moment your company decides to cut costs, or your industry shifts, or your health changes, the comfort vanishes instantly. And you realize that everything you built was never really yours. It was all rented, with money that was never really yours either. The system calls this financial security. I call it manufactured dependency. But here's where I stop being angry at the system and start showing you how to actually beat it. Because the exit does exist. It's just not where you've been told to look. Let's get specific. Because awareness without action is just anxiety. Step 1. Stop confusing income with wealth. A $200,000 salary is income. $50,000 in investments that compound while you sleep. That is wealth. One is temporary, one is permanent. One requires you to show up every Monday morning forever. The other doesn't. The moment you internalize this distinction, the whole game changes. Step 2. Attack the gap aggressively. Your only real financial weapon is the space between what you earn and what you spend, not your salary, not your job title, the gap. Keep your lifestyle intentionally, strategically, almost stubbornly below your income. This feels counterintuitive in a world designed to make you spend. Do it anyway. Step 3. Redirect the gap into assets. Not liabilities, not bigger apartments and newer cars. Assets. Index funds. Real estate. A business. Skills that generate income independently. Things that make money while you're sleeping, on vacation, or sitting in a meeting you hate. Every dollar you redirect from obligation into asset is one less link in the chain. Step 4, and this one changes everything. Build optionality. The moment you have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, something shifts psychologically that you cannot fully understand until you experience it. You walk into your boss's office differently. You negotiate differently. You tolerate less. You risk more. Because you no longer need the paycheck to survive, you just want it to grow. That shift from need to want is what actual freedom feels like. The salary trap is real. It is sophisticated. It is everywhere. But it is not inescapable. The people who break out aren't smarter than you. They're not luckier. They didn't find some secret investment. They just became aware, and then they refused to go back to sleep. The comfort of the trap is real. I'm not dismissing it. But comfort and freedom are not the same thing. And eventually, you have to choose which one you actually want. You've already taken the first step you watch this video instead of just accepting the default. Now go take the next one. Subscribe if you want to keep going. We break down the real mechanics of money, the systems that control your finances, and exactly how to dismantle them. New video every week. I'll see you in the next one.